All right, we got another storyteller coming out for you. Please, please make him feel welcome with your clapping. Please give it up for Mark Redmond. Yeah. Smooth.
I heard you get extra points if you do the moonwalk, the Grand Slam. Is that true, Sue? No. So this story takes place in 1998. I became assistant director for a nonprofit organization called the Domus Foundation in Stamford, Connecticut. Stamford is one of those schools states that has a lot of wealth. They have the hedge funds, they have the Gold Coast, but there's also a lot of poverty. And that's who Domus worked with. They worked with teenagers and children in Stamford who lived in poverty. And the director there said to me when I started, they just started charter schools in Connecticut, and I would love to start a charter school for low-income middle school children. They do okay from kindergarten to 5th grade, but then when they get to middle school, we really lose them, and then they're dropping out in high school. I said, wow, great idea, keep me posted. A couple of weeks later, he met me in the driveway of one of our houses, and he handed me this document. It was thick as a phone book. And he said to me, this is the application to start a charter school. It's due in 6 weeks. And I called the 8 existing charter school directors and said, will you help me? Can you give me some advice? Every single one of them said to me, there's no way you can fill that out in 6 weeks. You're going to need 6 months at least. I said, I have 6 weeks. Will you help me? 2 of them agreed to help me. The rest ignored me, but I found out under the Freedom of Information Act, I could plant myself in the file room at the Agency of Education and read their winning proposals. So they helped me, they just didn't know it. I worked on that thing day and night for the next 6 weeks. Thanksgiving Day, 1998, I was in my office working on that proposal. It was due December 18th. I finished it at 3 a.m. I found an all-night Kinko's in White Plains, New York. I dropped it on the desk. I said, I'm going to get some sleep. I need 20 copies. And I drove it up to Hartford, and I got it in on time. Yeah! A couple of months later, I got a phone call that there were 11 applications, and only 2 were going to be funded, and 1 was ours. However, we had to start that school on September 1st. So that left us 5 minutes to find a building, a principal, teachers, books, computers, chairs, phone system. It seemed impossible. We ran ads to recruit students. We were flooded with applications. So many parents knew this was their chance for their kid to get a good education. So we had to have a lottery to pick the first 48 students. Then we ran ads to hire a principal. We had a committee, we had a whole process. We picked this guy, he looked great. 5 days into the job, he quit. And he went to the local paper, the Stamford Advocate, said this school is never going to open, these people don't know what they're doing. Very helpful, right? In truth, there were many times I was going to quit. Every morning I would wake up with a splitting headache, this heaviness on my chest, a knot in my stomach. I was losing weight. I had trouble sleeping. It was just the stress of trying to start this school. It was just had me down to the bare metal. This was the only thing that kept me in there. When the parents had to apply, they filled out an application. And the kids themselves had to fill out a 1-page sheet. These kids are only 10 or 11 years old. And there was one line they had to fill in that said, I would like you to know that I blank. So kids would write things like, I would like you to know that I am a Red Sox fan. I would like you to know that I love my dog. One 11-year-old boy named Christopher wrote this, I would like you to know that I am not dumb. I would like you to know that I am not dumb. When I read that, it just reminded me of so many kids I had worked with in poverty for so many years, and all they wanted was someone to believe in them, to believe in their intelligence, to believe in their potential, to believe in their dignity as a person. That's all they wanted. That's all he wanted. And he knew this school was his chance for that. So I didn't quit. That was the fuel to my fire to hang in there. And we opened that school. It was like a miracle. It opened on September 1st. We had a building, we had a principal, we had teachers, we had books, we had everything. And 48 kids walked in the door with maroon Trailblazers Academy shirts and khaki pants. And 92% of them qualified for free or reduced price lunch. The citywide average was 30%. So we had triple the number of children of poverty in our school, which is exactly what we wanted. And 18 years later, that school is not only still in existence, they've added a high school, they started schools in Bridgeport, in New Haven, and that 11-year-old boy, Christopher, he's almost 30 years old now. In fact, I know exactly how old he is because I still have his application where he wrote that. And I don't know how he's doing. I hope he's doing well, but I don't know that, but I do know this. He had a chance to go to a school where he could prove to people, I am not dumb. And that I was part of that, even in some small way, is something that I'll be grateful for and cherish and hold on to for the rest of my life. Thank you.